Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Like, you have no idea. Sit down videos, although I don't do them so much, they're actually one of my favorite types of videos to film because you guys know I love to talk. Oh, I feel like it's one of my favorite things to do. So, this is a sit down video. I'm gonna be answering more questions that I left from the previous sit down video, which I think was about a month ago. I'm so sorry, like I've taken this long to film. Next time I'm gonna do it a bit more quicker. So make sure you grab something to eat, something to sip, and enjoy the video. I'm gonna be answering questions, having a girl talk as we are doing this glam and this hair. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe if you've not subscribed, like, comment, tell me what you think. If you have other questions that you would like to ask or us to discuss, make sure you leave them down in the comment section, and subscribe if you've not subscribed. We're so close to 20k subscribers, so we can do it. Please subscribe. Okay, now keep watching. I'm gonna first start with the hair. So if you want to know how I achieved this hairstyle, keep watching. And this makeup. Okay, grab a snack, sit, relax, and be ready to be yapped off your ears. My favorite. Also, I'm tipsy. I've drank this whole wine bottle, so this is why I'm this hyped.
I think I'm crazy, the way I've been craving. If I put it quite plainly, just give me them babies. So what you doing tonight?
Let's get into this quick tutorial on how I installed the wig. Obviously, it's from Irresistible Me. They currently, as we're speaking, have a Black Friday flash sale and a Cyber Monday sale, so make sure you check them out. I will leave everything linked down in the description box. I will also have a coupon code for you guys so that you can save dollars, coins on top of the ongoing flash sale, so don't miss it out. I started by testing out the hairstyle on my head. You can see me approving using my thumbs up because I was like, yeah, the style is gonna eat. So I moisturized the hair before I brushed. Please make sure that you're moisturizing your hair before brushing it, especially for human hair. Like, they don't tangle, they just need to be moisturized, and you can see it brushed out like butter. This is how the ponytail looks from behind. Used a bit of wax just in case of any flyaways. Brush. You can see me brushing the ponytail. It still has curls from last time, so I don't need to recurl it. But if yours is straight and you want a curly look, you can go ahead and curl it. And then on the bangs, just use a flat iron, bump them, and voila, I'm telling you, it will look so good. Like, I am obsessed with bangs. Like, I'm literally so obsessed. Just look. I know you guys were wondering, how is this hairstyle gonna come together? Just look at that. It's all I needed to do. And then I took my curling wand and curled the pieces on the sides. I left them out because I've not glued down the wig. Yep, it's glueless. You're gonna see me lifting it in a few. Like, that's how nice and easy and perfect it is to do this hair. So I just curled them. You see, that's me lifting, and it's glueless. Used zero amount of glue. Like, literally, I'm telling you, there's no product that I used that I've not shown in this video. It was so easy. Just curl it and then brush out the curls a bit, and that's it. You can rock it like this if you want, like, but technically this is the final look. It looks like you put in so much effort, but actually it's so easy. Make sure you check out their Black Friday sale through the link on my description box. Bye. Let's now get into the glam. It's been maybe like 2 hours since I shot the hair part. I've had something to eat. Now let's get into the question. And I'm having myself a glass of wine. Yep. So you know we're about to yap. So if you haven't grabbed something to eat, something to sip, water, whatever, food, it's time to relax and enjoy. This is sweet red wine. I love me a wig that I can do it glueless, so make sure you check it out down in the description box. I will pick up the questions from where I left last time, and I believe this was the last question. I read it but I didn't like answer it. Please remember, as you're watching, what I'm saying does not have to be the truth to you. It's not facts, like it's just my opinion. You can have a different opinion and we can disagree respectfully. These are just my thoughts, okay? And maybe things that are from experience, mostly from my personal life, or like maybe through witnessing other people, like friends, or like in general. Mostly it's experience, okay? You don't have to agree with them. And also you can still add your thoughts, your opinion, your advice down in the description box. I'm always open to learning new things, like hearing about people's experiences. So yeah, if what I'm saying does not resonate with you, it's also okay. Let me first do my eyebrows as we're like reading. Just like gel them down so that they can be drying. How to fall in love with yourself again. This is such a loaded question, and first of all, I want to say the fact that you even chose and took the initiative, like, of choosing to ask this question, it should tell you like a lot about the fact that you have already started like loving yourself and starting to show up for yourself. Because you know, sometimes we think that self-love is somewhere you need to get to. It's like a destination, and we forget, like, I feel like for me, what I would say, self-love is like a journey. And even the fact that just the mere thought of considering, like, you know what, I want to start healing, I want to start loving myself, that's already a form of self-love. Even at that moment you might not recognize it, because a fly just entered as I'm recording. I just saw it enter right on the window. Please just ignore it, because I know now it's gonna be in the whole video, just like, that's so annoying. But what I was trying to say is, even you trying to look for that help, that advice, that support, it's already a form of self-love. So first applaud yourself for that, and just like notice it and recognize it. Because at times when you're not even aware of something that you want to embark on a certain journey, then the journey does not exist. But the moment you become aware and you're even trying to figure out where to start it, it means the journey has already begun. So now on to the actual tangible things that you can do to facilitate and ensure that anyway you're actually experiencing the self-love, like you're on that journey, like it's now in your reality, it's in your awareness. Number one, being aware. I feel like I've already said that's the number one. The fact that you're aware that you want to even get back into a self-love journey, you're aware of it. Acknowledge where you are, see where you are, sit down, analyze and accept where you are. If you feel like maybe you're somewhere where you don't have a lot of confidence, you feel you doubt yourself, like you don't have self-trust, which we all struggle with these things. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough, you feel you are not lovable. Acknowledge that first. Sit down, acknowledge, and see where you are. You can even write it down. Be like, okay, this is where I am. Now I need to take action. You can write down like what is your ideal version that loves herself. Like, let's say, for example, how does you loving yourself look like? When you're saying, I want to fall back to loving myself again, how does that look like? How does, let's say, for example, I'm gonna use myself, how does a Sarah who loves herself look like? Maybe, probably, now this is personal depending on what you struggle with. Maybe she needs to learn how to set boundaries, learn how to be a bit more selfish, learn how to keep her own promise, her you know, such things. Like, maybe she need to learn how to rest more, how to work less, how to worry less. Like, so you know the things that you struggle with, you know what are the things that bring you discomfort, make you feel like you're not living a fulfilling life. And remember, a fulfilling life is not a life that is perfect, because no life is perfect. But yeah, acknowledge, be aware of the situation and accept where you are at that moment. Then be like, go on a self development self-discovery journey. Like, let's say, write down what are my hobbies, what are things that I really enjoy doing outside the society, outside of my family, outside of my friends, outside of my partner. Like, me as Sarah, what are the things that bring me joy? What are the things that when I do, I feel like so much peace, I feel so contented, and I feel at bliss with myself? That is, let's say, your hobbies, your passions. Also write down, like, what are some of your values? Write that down. And also, what are the things you're struggling with? As I'm saying these are also things that I'm telling myself. I'm also learning to do them. What are some of the things that you struggle with? Is it guilt? Is it shame? Is it whatever fears it is? Accept them. Research on how maybe like to work on them, and forgive yourself. Show yourself a lot of compassion. Guide yourself. Like, try and see. You see how, imagine, this is actually the perfect way to explain self-love, I feel like, because it's so difficult when you're telling it to yourself and you're doing it yourself. Be like, you see, imagine somebody you love. It can be your partner, it can be your friend, it can be a family member, somebody you love, and they are in the same position that you are right now. Like, what are the things that you would tell them? How would you show up for them? And start doing those things to you. Become your own best friend, in terms of, like, would you criticize them? No. Would you encourage them? Yes. So do those things to yourself. Would you affirm them? Would you uplift them? Yes. Do those things to yourself. Would you be like, okay, these are the things that we need to change, these are the things that you can work on? Yes. Do those things to yourself. So basically, put yourself in the shoes of somebody that you really love, and then how you would talk to that person, or what you would tell that person, tell it to yourself. I hope that makes sense. Also, just having and remembering to tell yourself that it's not something that is gonna happen over time. It's gonna take time. It's not a 1 day thing, a 1 month thing, a 2 month thing. It's gonna take time. Be patient. You're gonna fail. Sometimes you're gonna learn something, and even when you know like what you're supposed to do, you will not do better, but still keep going. Forgive yourself, learn, keep growing. Affirm yourself. Write down affirmations. You can also write yourself a love letter. I feel like I need to do that, actually. What I used to do is write emails to myself. It has been a minute since I wrote an email to myself. Like, I would just write an email to myself, like, as a future me. If, like, I'm stressed and worried about something, I would write an email to myself, like, affirming myself, because maybe at that point I'm so worried, I'm so anxious, I'm overthinking, and I am not able at that moment to quiet my mind, quiet my worries. So I would just, I know it sounds delusional, but like, you gotta, I would write an email when I'm at the height of those emotions of worrying, because at that moment I'm trying to tell it to myself and I'm not able to. It's not clicking. Like, if I'm struggling with scarcity mindset, or like I'm feeling some type of way about something and I'm worried, and I'm trying to affirm myself all these things that I have learned, and at that moment they're not working. Like, I feel like they're not working. I'll just take my phone. I have different email addresses, and I just send an email to one of my other emails, and I'll be like, hey Sarah, I just want to let you know, because I feel like when I'm telling myself at that moment, it's not clicking. I'm not listening to myself. And I would just write, if I'm trying to manifest something and I'm really worried, I'll just be like, just know that I'm here for you. Like, don't worry. I know it's tough right now. I'm sure if I go back and look, I'll even find some emails of me like writing to myself about my graduation, and be like, I promise you, you'll find me on the other side. I'm cheering on you. Just remember that everything that you want, it wants you back. The universe is always working out for you, even though right now you might not be feeling like that. Trust you me, it's doing that. I am here. Like, I would write as my higher self, and at that moment I would struggle to nini, but just the fact that I'm writing that, by the time I'm writing that, I would feel so much better. Like, not that that feeling of worry or fear like would disappear, but I would be feeling much lighter. And it kind of like passes with time. The more you practice, that's why I think journaling is really also important, because it allows you to release your thoughts, your fears, your emotions by writing them down. So you can do that. Also, journaling is really important. You can look into meditation, look into traumas. Again, this is not something that will happen overnight. That's why I say the fact that you're aware and you're intentional about getting on this journey is a huge indicator. Actually, you should celebrate yourself for that. And another thing that also counts in self-love that I'm still learning, personally I'm still learning, is learning how to celebrate yourself, even with the smallest amount of success. If you accomplish something, even if it's just ticking off something that you have been pushing and you do it, applaud yourself. Also, like, pushing yourself. So self-love is a combination of self-compassion, forgiveness, self-understanding, patience, and also kind of like holding yourself accountable. All these things combined, a balance of everything. So trust me, you got this. But mostly why I'm focusing on the positive things, it's because I know when we are coming from a place where we don't love ourselves, already the negative is more. You know, it's more in terms of like, we self-criticize a lot, we judge ourselves a lot, we deny ourselves a lot. So that's why I'm mostly focusing on the positive. But once you kind of get a hang of like, no, this pumping these positive things on yourself, now you also have to get into the holding yourself accountable, taking charge and responsibility of your own life. Like, let me tell you guys, I struggle so much with not like setting like upholding boundaries. Like, oh my god, I don't know when I'm gonna like, this still part of me that I'm healing and unlearning. So like, trust me. And I have been on this self-development and self-actualization journey for a minute. I want to say since like end 2019, 2020, mostly like heavily. I started doing self-development work in 2020. So it's about 4 years, almost. Okay, count a bit of 2019, almost 5. And I feel like I keep learning, growing. Like, the version I am right now compared to what I was then, they're totally completely different, like in terms of like the things that I have learned, and I still keep learning. That's the thing. So just a lot of compassion and patience, and like, you know, all those things. What did I say? Affirm yourself. Take yourself as a loved one. Tell yourself the things that you would tell a loved one. Okay, number 2. What was the number 2? Affirm yourself. Journal. Meditate. Number 1 though is the fact that you're aware and being intentional on how you want to change your life. That is the kudos. Number 1, the best thing ever. Look into your triggers, look into your traumas. Like, what are the things that you struggle with? Go online, research, read the videos. Be patient. Be patient yourself. You're gonna fuck up. Even after you have learned so many things, it's still gonna take time for you to learn how to implement them, honey. And sometimes you'll find yourself in situations they trigger you, and you know what to do, and you still won't be able to do that thing. Like, you won't be able to utilize the tools at that moment. But the more you keep finding yourself in that position and you keep trying, the more you learn. It doesn't happen overnight, honey. So you have to be so patient with yourself, like so patient. Also, it's not a linear journey. It's not a perfect journey. You will fail at it sometimes. Actually, the thing is, when you start healing and when you start learning, there will be a chapter whereby you will feel like you're losing all your mind, because nothing is on the surface and like you're just like, oh my god. But just know you're gonna get through it. There will be different times where you're sad, depressed on your self-love journey, healing journey, self-development journey. At times you feel a burst of energy, and there will be loss, there will be gaining, there will be unlearning, there will be learning, and all those things are not easy things to learn. Especially, I feel like the older you get, like before you start yourself the actualizing journey, the longer it's gonna take you, like to nini, because now you're already used to a certain program. Your subconscious is already used to a certain program for so long. But the good thing is there's never a specific time to start. The earlier the better, yes, but also if you didn't start early, you can start now. There's never any specific time that you're supposed to start. So be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. And some things, if come at, there are certain emotions like anger you have suppressed, allow yourself to feel it. Like some of these emotions, they also, of course in a healthy way, they also initiate and accelerate your change. I feel like they're just as important. So be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself, take it slow, don't worry, you're gonna get there. And the best thing to know is, whichever point you are in your journey, you're good enough, you're worthy enough, you are amazing and special and amazing, regardless of which point you are in your journey. As long as you know you're doing your best, there is no any particular time you will ever get to, and you get to a certain version that now is the one that is perfect or most deserving. I'm the one that is worthy, the one that you're in at this current present moment. As long as you're doing your best to your best capacity that you know how, without harming anyone and yourself, you are good, you are worthy, and you're good enough. So when you are doing self-love, self-development journey, and this, I think this is also something I am also still learning. Like, it's not about getting to a certain point that is good enough, or like the perfect one that is deserving, and now you have gotten to this. Even right now as you are at this moment, please don't deny yourself the opportunity to get to know her, to understand her, to be with her, to spend time with her in the pursuit of this perfect version that is all healed and all amazing and loves herself so much. Actually, how will you know that you have loved yourself if you're not loving this current version of you that is to you seems imperfect and is not good enough? How will you ever get to that version that loves herself? It starts with now. I feel like I'm preaching, but I hope it makes sense, because I'm starting to feel tipsy. I can't believe I've talked about one question that much, but I think it's because self-love is such a broad thing that encompasses so much. But just the fact that you want to be in that journey, it means that you have already started loving yourself. And also, self-care is part of self-love, because self-care and self-love, they are different things, but self-care is part of self-love. So you can also incorporate those things. Self-care can look different to different people. Self-care, depending on what you like. For some people it can be exercising, it can be, I don't know, whatever. I feel like passions and hobbies are also a form of self-care, which directly goes to loving yourself, because you're fueling yourself. You are being intentional with showing up for yourself. So yeah, meditation. Also you can look for support, like, because it's not something that is easy. If you have the finances to, you can get a therapist. If not, if you have nice friends, also look onto them for support. Family members, like people who are loving and who will pour onto you, but most importantly, pour onto yourself. The rest is to add. But support also doesn't hurt, because I feel like it can also be really crucial to also help yourself, like, keep pushing and like recharge you, and like, you know, all these things, if you're really intentional about your journey. I think this question also ties in, I don't know if I answered it in the other video, but it ties into that self-love thing. She asked, I struggle with confidence so much, how do you deal with that? I think the answer that I've given on self-love, so that I don't talk to, honestly, these things, like, just check on your limiting beliefs. Zenya, we all have them from our childhood, from maybe other traumatic life experiences that we have gone through. And please remember, I feel like most people don't know that traumatic life experiences, they don't have to be a specific, a huge thing, an extreme thing that happened to you for that thing to be traumatic. It can be neglect, like witnessing something. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. So get it down to the limiting beliefs. Go on YouTube. Like, when you say you're struggling with confidence, what are the actual beliefs behind that? You know, is it like fear of rejection, fear of being judged, fear of all these things? And then you can go, I promise to God, YouTube, internet, they're the best resource if you want to research and get to know yourself more. If you don't have like the money to go for therapy or like all this stuff, that's where personally I have learned most of these things. Like when I go through something, or like later, I just find myself like learning a lot. You can also look into books and all that stuff. I promise you, your self-limiting beliefs, they play a lot into how you live your life and how you experience life. So also be aware of that. On to the next question, because I have talked so much. How do you manage to make life-altering decisions like work, relationship, marriage, and all? I'm struggling. I feel like maybe if I had more information, maybe I would have a better input or like a better understanding of exactly what you're talking about. But let's say, for example, when it comes to work, it has to be, is it something first of all you enjoy doing? Removing aside the money aspect, because I know like if you need the money, then you don't have the option of thinking about, is this something that I enjoy doing at that moment? You need to survive, you need to be able to get to the next day, so you can't pass on like work, like any work at that moment, because it's not maybe something that you enjoy doing. But like, let's say, always, I would say, first of all, listen to your intuition. Your intuition never lies. If it's something toxic, I feel like this is a different shade of the same powder. I said these, like, no, they're two. Oh my god, they're annoying me so much. And I can't close the window. What was I saying? I don't have my compact powder. I need to shoot them soon, because I'm using a different shade. The makeup will still eat at the end, but I wish I had my compact powder. What was I trying to say? This is a darker shade compared to the one that I used to set. Can you guys see my under eyes? Is it like the work environment, is it healthy? If it's relationship, the same case. Marriage, the same case. Just trust yourself. I feel like self-trust is so important in this case, and also knowing that whatever decision that you make at this current moment, it's the perfect decision for where you are. Like, even if you might think that you have made the wrong decision, the universe will always, oh my god, whatever you believe in, it will always have a way of redirecting you. So trust yourself that whatever it is, in case you make a certain decision and you're not 100% sure about it, trust yourself that the future version of you, or promise it, the future version of you, if it gets to a point where the decision that you made, you see that it's not working for you, you will make the right decision of redirecting yourself and taking a different path. And I've told you, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, they will always redirect you in whatever decision you make. If it's not where you're meant to be, if it's not what is meant for you, they will redirect you. The only question will be, will you be okay and ready to take the redirection when they offer it to you? So trust in yourself. Like, let's say if it's a job that you don't know if it's good for you, if it's a marriage, a relationship that you don't know if it's good for you. Okay, I don't know why you don't enter in something like a relationship that you know is not good for you. But you guys kind of get what I'm trying to say. Like those scary things. Trust if you are 100% present with that thing, you don't have to be sure, because that's the thing with life. It's uncertain. Nothing is ever 100% sure until you get into it. The future is always unknown. You don't know what is on the other side. The only thing you can know is trust that you're always supported, you're never alone, and whatever that is gonna face you at that time, you will still be supported into figuring it out. Obviously, don't get into something that you know this is not gonna work for you knowingly. But even if, let's say, maybe you found yourself in that situation, you already entered because maybe you thought it would change, or you thought it would be like this, or it's okay. Trust that God, the universe, it won't let you down, as long as you will be open to receiving the redirection. You will be open, your eyes will see this is a redirection, and you'll have the courage to take that initiative and take the redirection. You're gonna be okay, because that's the thing with life. You can never be 100% sure about something. Yes, I get with some certain situation at that moment, you might be like, yeah, I'm 100% sure about it, and then you get there and it's something totally different. Trust that you will be able to handle it. Your higher self will be able to handle it. Your spirit guides, God, universe, they will redirect you. You just have to trust that the future you, regardless of what happens, she or he will be able to know how to make the right decision and navigate it. Again, it's a lot to do with like cultivating self-trust, but always understanding that you're never alone. You're at no single point you're ever alone. Even if you're alone in the physical reality at that moment, you're never alone. You're always being supported. You're always being given signs or pushes or intuitions, or like, that's why it's so important to listen to your intuition and like just know you're gonna be okay. I know it's scary, but if it's something that you believe that will help you, make the decision. If it's something that you feel it won't help you, then also make the decision not to choose it. But just know, at any point, even when you think you've made the wrong decision, if you're aware and if you're somebody who is in tune with yourself, you will always get redirected. Whatever decision you make at that moment is the decision you're meant to make. Even if it's the wrong one, you will later get redirected, as long as you're living your life intentionally and you're aware, you're self-aware. Trust me, if you're not self-aware, then you won't notice it, but if you're aware, you will be. I don't know if that helps, but I hope it does. How to brighten your inner dark thighs. I don't know what to say about that, because it's not something that I sit down and think about. I am pretty sure if you search up, something will come up. And also, I feel like nothing specifically doing it is wrong. It just depends with your intention of why you're doing a specific thing. So if you want to brighten your inner thighs, what's the reason behind it? Is it because, I don't know, like, I hope it makes sense what I'm kind of trying to ask, but I don't have any specific tips on how to do that. I've never thought of it, but you can look it up. I'm sure you're gonna get like tips or something. This is so crazy that I got this question. How do you wash your kitty to avoid smell? Like, bro, I don't know why this is such a thing. Hey, just come Jehovah. I want you guys to know that your cat, it has there's the natural smell, and it's not bad. It's not, I always come across these videos that are telling you, oh, you're not meant to be smelling like flowers and rainbows and roses and candy. And it's okay if like it's coming from a point of shame, because I know that's something that has been shamed and people are always trying to fix it. I don't know, wash with what, I don't know, put what in, like, you're gonna ruin it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm even forgetting I'm supposed to be doing my makeup. Your vagina is meant to clean itself, and it has its own natural scent. And trust you me, if you feel like you're smelling a way that it's not your normal natural scent, then go to a gynecologist, go to the hospital, get checked out. Don't try to wash yourself. I don't know, you're not supposed to insert anything inside there so that, I don't know, you can smell like what, tastes like what, like, that's not a thing. And it's coming from a lesbian, trust you me. If you're being shamed by whoever, I know pure women do that thing of shaming and like doing all that, like, you should not allow that. Please deconstruct all these things that try to tell you as a woman, like, oh, there are things that are wrong with you. If you're sick and something is going on, like, let's say maybe you have an infection, I would go to the doctor, go to, again, get checked, have the medicine for it, but don't try to wash yourself, or like, I don't know, put things so that you can smell less. That's not possible. Like, have all this stuff, like, there's a natural, like, and the moment you get in touch with yourself and you know your own body natural scent, it's gonna do you so much good. And also, during your different phases of your cycle, your vagina is gonna be different, even smell, even the texture of the discharge and stuff. It's different when you're ovulating, it's different when you're in your luteal, like, it's different. Please don't think you're supposed to be smelling like roses and I don't know what, and there's nothing unpleasant about you. And if, like, you have an infection or you're sick, you will know. If, like, it's an extreme, you will know when you're sick. Other than that, the natural scent, the normal scent of your coochie, it's natural. And don't let anybody shame you into it. Like, you're not supposed to be smelling like nothing, or like roses and candy and all these things. Like, that's not natural. Trust and believe, coming from a lesbian, I know. And if somebody is like shaming you possibly because of that, no. Of course, just wash yourself the normal way. Use, when you're in the shower, don't try to insert things, just like clean it, the outer area, just clean it normally. Don't try to not take it extreme and put scented things there. It's gonna imbalance your pH so badly and can cause you even more issues. So please, just learn your natural scent, so that in case when you're sick, or like you have an infection or something is going on, you're able to differentiate. But just know, you're not meant to smell like nothing, okay? And that's okay. Just embrace that. Like, oh, I think it's even hot, like the natural, like, scent of someone. I'm starting to be gay, but I hope you get it. How much do you need to start selling beauty products online? Where can I get suppliers? So you can start with any amount, let's say even 5,000, because when I started selling, I started with 4,000, and I think I started with like 2 foundations. I know, although I didn't pay for shipping, because there was somebody who was coming to Kenya, had got linked to somebody who was coming to Kenya, and they brought them for me. But if you wanna, like, shipping a kg, let's say a kg of makeup, it's like maybe 2,700, 2,500, depending on the shipping company you are using. Let's say you buy a kg of product, depending on what you're buying, it can be 3 foundations, it can be 3 powders, 4 powders. And let's say, like, how much would that cost? Probably minimum 10k or even 8k. Like, let's say 10k with the current economy, and then sell, make profit, and then keep building. So you don't have to have like a huge amount of money. About suppliers, me personally, for me, my products, I do ship them from US. So from the specific companies that I'm selling. Let's say if it's Maybelline, I'm gonna go to their US, or like maybe Walmart, or like other platforms that sell, Sephora, Amazon, like sell the original products. Those companies have like sites in these apps, pages in these apps, websites, and just like buy them, look for a shipping company and ship them. So yeah, that's what I do. If that is, if you want to sell original makeup. If you're not selling original makeup, maybe then you can check Alibaba and stuff. I'm sure that's gonna be even more cheaper. Okay, let me do my eyebrows. I'm struggling. I'll be back in a few. Also, the light is getting down. It's 5:30 and I want to finish this before 6, before the light fully starts becoming funny, because it's gloomy season, it's raining, so the light is disappearing quite early. Please, this makeup, I'm tipsy, I've been talking. This video was purposefully so that I can be able to talk to you guys and answer these questions, because I didn't finish them from the other videos. So however the makeup turns out, it doesn't matter, because I'm gonna remove it right now as soon as I'm done with it. Okay, let's finalize. I hope you guys can still see me. Let me, in case the camera has caught anything. Let's finish up on these eyes. I just want to do a wing. Somebody asked, unrelated, please bring back mukbangs and story times. Okay, I'll bring them back, especially the mukbangs. I think story times too, only that I will phrase it differently from like learned experiences, because child, I've experienced, I have learned, I have gone through experiences. But just know, even the things that I share are from experience, and not that I know everything, but like, and I know I still have a lot to learn and unlearn, and maybe some of my opinions right now might change with time, but I feel like at this current moment, that's how I feel, and I want to honor that and stuff. Somebody asks, can you share she first said she loves my content, and thank you so much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate y'all watching my content and liking and commenting and subscribing. So if you're watching this video and you've not done any of those things, please make sure you do, please. So she asked, can you share a memorable moment from your YouTube journey? I feel like, number one, obviously it has to be the starting days, how I would like do makeup tutorials. I remember the excitement just with the thought of me like starting YouTube. That is quite memorable, and I don't think I'll ever forget how like excited I was and everything. And then how I started, and also now when I started doing vlogs, because I had started with makeup and fashion content, and then I started doing vlogs, lifestyle. I will never forget how I used to nini with my sister. Actually, she's here. She's standing next to me. She's just looking at me as I'm talking and like doing the makeup. I'll never forget. She just came like a few minutes ago. I'll never forget how we would go and take photos, and my sister would help me take the videos, and she would take my photos. I'll also never forget the first time I ever did like a makeup video for Instagram. That was before even YouTube. Like that day, I was just like, I was so proud of myself. I was in a single room. I wish I started vlogging at that time, but it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. But I really wish, that's why I always encourage people, start from where you are. Don't wait for a certain version of you that you think will be much better or more deserving to follow your dreams. Just start now. You will be more grateful that you started when you even had nothing. So yeah, I would say that. No, let me drop my bangs. I think I'll have to flat iron them, because yeah, another memorable time is when I got my AdSense, and my AdSense pin, and I was able to monetize my channel. I also remember my first partnership ever. I'll have to like need these, like them, the bang. When I got my first ever partnership, was it with Dossier? Oh my god, which company was the initial company I worked with? I don't know if it's Dossier. I think so, I'm not so sure. But I loved that. And I also another thing that I'll never forget, you guys remember the time my phone got stolen? That was such a common event. Like, things shifted in my life in that moment. Like, at that time I was like so sad. I thought this is the worst thing ever that could happen to me, and then boom, it turned out to be a life altering, like a blessing in disguise. So I'll never forget that. Yeah, those are some of my favorites. And when I moved out, like, I've just all like really loved the initial years of me starting YouTube. I loved every moment of it. I had less self-doubt, less worries, less comparison. Oh my gosh, this is from one of the girls who came for the makeup class, and I just realized the other day, oh my gosh, I didn't give it back because she had helped me with the mirror, and I forgot to give it back to her. So the other day I was going through my makeup bag, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't give this to her, and it's hers. So those are some of my favorite memories. Like, I love my YouTube journey. I love when people send me messages and say I've inspired them. I also really love how YouTube and just like me putting myself out there has really shifted my life. And I honor the seller that started my channel so much. And actually, I'm kinda not learning to get back to her, but like channeling that so much confidence and less like doubt and imposter syndrome. At that time I didn't have imposter syndrome because there was nothing actually to be afraid of. There was nothing to lose, and like, I want to channel her back because she is an OG, she is an icon, and I'll always salute her, always. Like, and thinking about it, I'm gonna cry. I need to go back and watch my videos from back then, because that girl, I owe her everything. She did the work, and I know even in future I'm gonna say this girl right now. I'm so grateful of her. So I love every point of my channel, both the bad, my YouTube journey, the bad, the good, the difficult, the moments I'm down and I'm comparing myself, the moments, all of them, all of them, all of them. And I'm open to like even learning more and like growing more, because that girl, she was such a badass. I'm a badass in different ways, because I have also learned things that version of me had no clue about and didn't know. But also that aspect of my content creation, she was just wow. She was unstoppable. She had no fears, no she was just, she was I love her. I adore her. I adore her so much for getting me to this version of myself that I also really love, and I'm also really getting to learn and cherish and respect. I feel like I'm on a specific era of my life that is more personal right now. At that time, it was more about like figuring out myself, like in terms of my content, getting into it, like really empowering myself. And now I'm learning myself in terms of like my boundaries, how to be selfish, how to say no, how to love myself, how to show up for myself, how to listen to my intuition, how to embrace myself, how to learn I'm worthy, how not to worry. Like, it's a lot, but I love it all. I love all versions of me, all of them, all of freaking them. Okay, should we do, I love my makeup. Let me bump the bangs. I have added a bit of light because the light is actually disappearing. I go in with this when I'm I'm doing like what is it called? What is it called? Oh my god. A nude lip. But when I wanna go in with gloss, I go in with a much darker lip liner so that I can have a bit more dimension. This is so cute. Okay, so I still have more questions. I don't know how I didn't manage to finish, of course, because I upped so much. But I'll do the rest next time, and I'll put up another poll so that at least I can add some more. I have how many remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, like 7. So I'm gonna do them in another video. Please leave your advice, your thoughts, your comments down in the description box, in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the look, about everything we've talked about. Give us some of your advice, your thoughts. Respectfully, we can respectfully disagree, we can respectfully agree, like all the stuff. These are just my opinion. These are just things that I have learned. I'm not perfect. I still have a lot to learn. I feel like this is a disclaimer that I always say in all videos, so that somebody doesn't think that I'm perfect, and like I'm also just like learning and figuring out life, and like I hope like my experience can inspire you, or like you can. I'm seriously running out of space, so this is gonna be the end of this video. Please let me know what you think. What have you learned, like anything about what we've talked about, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. What do you think? Check out the hair down in the description box, because Irresistible Me is having a Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale, flash sale, so be sure to check them out. Don't miss out. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye. Cheers.